points we've practiced. I can squeeze the stomach 9 point. I could strike the jaw point. I could come under small intestine 18 in the cheekbone. My goal here is either to try to submit him or, more importantly, get the mount. So one way to get the mount is to roll him. Again, there's many grappling ways to do it. We're going to make it easy. We're going to come into the stomach 18 point and push. Open our feet, bring him over, and mount him. Now, to finish him off, we're going to use this bone, the ulnar bone. We're going to place it in the same spot, and we're just going to roll till he taps. If I want, I can use 2 hands on that. So I get down, I put the arm in, and I roll until he taps. So this little bone under the cheekbone, rolling the wrist. Slide and roll. If I get to here and he doesn't tap, I've already turned his face. I take the other hand and I push behind the jaw, and I get him to tap that way. From this position, he's in a good shot to finish off with some punching if this is a real situation, or no holds barred. All right? Let's come up. We try to work this drill through all different positions. We go through freestyle where he can grapple with me full force, and I just try to escape using pressure points. And then we do a freestyle method where we can both grapple and both use points, which is painful, but it's a very good way to learn these points. So this is our grappling drill. The next drill we're going to use is called sticking hands. A lot of styles, especially Kung Fu styles, use sticking hand drills. This one's a little bit different. The purpose of this drill is to teach you to strike the points, do your locks, throws, and chokes while your opponent is moving. If I face my partner and he throws a punch at me, nobody's going to punch quite like this. He kind of stopped, he stood there, he left his arm there. His body weight didn't come forward. Throw a real punch, I'm going to move. That's more of a realistic punch. Most people just don't train that way. Now, to the slow punch. If I block, after I do my 1-2, my hand is here. I've made contact with him. Keep punching. This is the movement I want to train. So now when he comes in, I train off of that second move. So this is my block, this is my control. In sticking hands, we start from this position, and he gives me his body weight. Ready? When I feel like he's got a lot of body weight coming in, that's when I do my techniques on him, whether pulling him, pushing him, or striking him. Aside from moving him around, I'm also going to practice hitting the points while his arm is moving, which will increase my accuracy. The basic way to start the drill is to put the same foot in front, meaning my right in his right or my left in his left, the back of our wrists touching. We bring it over our head to start, and what he's going to do is with the edge of his hand, he's going to try to touch my chest. As he does that, I roll my hand towards myself. When I come to him, it's the same thing. Now what we're also practicing, if you watch the legs, is shifting body weight. We shift back and forth. We don't just stand there and go like this with the arm where there's no point. I want my weight shifting and his weight shifting. This way when a technique is performed, his body weight or my body weight will be involved in it more realistically. So the first thing we're going to do is learn to direct his hand. When I feel that his weight is coming forward properly, meaning that he's going to be off balance, I'm going to shift to one side, which makes him off balance. Obviously, I can counter by striking immediately. So the first shift is going to be to turn the body and just let the arm roll to one side. All right, so as he comes in, I shift to one side, and he's off balance. We go back to the drill. Now I'm going to direct his arm over my other shoulder this way. Obviously, I could finish with a choke or another technique. All right, so one more time. Move this way a little. Good. All right, I direct it to the side. And we continue the drill. The third technique is to switch hands, which would put me on the inside. That would be very similar, straight punch, to moving inside to attack against his punch. So as we come back and forth, I insert the lower hand, and I pass and catch. From here, we can chop, hit, choke, throw, any technique that you can think of. So the 3 main motions, push a little, over one shoulder, over the other shoulder, pass. Once you have those 3 down and you're coming up and down, we can add specific techniques. First technique that we're going to do is grab and palm. So if he punches, grab and palm to the kidney area, to the gallbladder 24 point, this way. The way we practice it in the drill is when I feel his weight, I pull and I strike. When I pull this hand, give me this hand, I'm grabbing the 2 wrist points, heart 5 and lung 8, and I'm squeezing and twisting. Other hand strikes. Of course, I could continue with an arm lock or with other techniques. You can take this drill to any level you want. You can go 4, 5, 6 techniques, any way you feel like it. So one more time, real simple. Try to wait for the moment that you feel that his weight is really pushing forward. It may be on the 1st or the 5th or the 3rd. Twist and palm strike. So this is a simple block and hit. Now, the exact same technique from the inside. I'm going to pass the hand inside and chop. Again, grabbing the wrist points, chopping to the large intestine 18 on the side of the neck, straighten. So as we come down, I wait for his weight to come forward, I insert the hand, and I chop. When you do this exercise, weight's going to be moving a lot. It's very easy to misjudge and hit a little too hard because now he's coming into you, so just be extra careful. All right, so one more time. Inside and chop. Now, the drill can end here, or I can twist and throw, or just be continuous. At an advanced level, which we're not really going to cover just so you know where it goes, he can block my chop. And then we can turn it into another technique. So it can actually become a back and forth. While it's not freestyle, it's the next step. This is the bridge from static technique to freestyle, is this sticking hands exercise. If you get really good at this, it takes you that much closer to using it in a realistic situation. All right? So first technique, we went outside. Second technique, we went inside. Now, of course, I used the chop. We can use the elbow or the forearm or the back fist. That's completely up to you. Third technique now. I'm going to direct his arm slightly to the side, and we're going to strike the large intestine 10 and 11 points, putting his arm across his body. So face me this way a little bit. Okay. So now, as he comes down to me, I'm going to strike the arm, follow up, striking the neck on the knockout point. So the gallbladder 20 point, which is right over here. So we're learning to connect this point to this point. So now when he comes at me with the punch, chop his arm, chop his neck. But we practice it in drill format. So we'll do it again a little bit slow. As he comes down, chop the arm and attack into the neck. Aim right for that spot. Ready? One more. A little bit quicker. I wait for his weight. I don't feel it yet. Now I feel it. Boom. And chop. And of course we can add a throw to here. That's always part of what we do. All right? All right. Now the feet can be involved in the same way. As he comes towards me, I slide back and I kick him into the liver 13 point at the corner of the waist. All right, so if I want to use my legs, back and kick. Immediately after that, we can add hands or we can add joint locking. So we can kick, strike, and lock, or we can kick and just go right for the takedown or the throw. And again, your knowledge of the martial arts will determine how many techniques you can practice after that initial one. If you want to go slightly different, let's turn. We can do the roundhouse kick. Instead of pulling it, I'm going to pull it across my body like a scissor, and my foot will come up this way. So my arm goes one way, and my foot goes the other, pulling him into my power. So as he comes down, kicking across. All right, one more. Kicking across. Okay, switch. So we've counted with our hands, we've counted with our feet. Now we're going to add some choking techniques. We're going to strike the point on the arm, slide the other hand up, step behind, lock the fingers, and squeeze till he taps. All right? Striking the arm point serves to lower his head and turn his body, making it easier to establish the choke. So back up one step. Let's try one more. So we strike large intestine 10 and 11 on the forearm. This hand shoots up, walk behind, fingers together, and squeeze. You can also lift him and let his own body weight choke himself. Ready? Different type of choke. All right, as he comes down, we do the same thing. We shoot up, turn a little, into small intestine 17 in the corner, and we squeeze. And we bring him down this way. Okay, show it to you from the other angle. So we hit the arm, shoot up, and squeeze. Always remember to release his head before he falls so his head doesn't hit the floor. You know? We don't want to do a choke anymore. We want to twist his neck, strike, push down on the mental nerve, and we have a neck lock twisting his neck. Mental nerve is the corner where the mustache comes down. All right, so let's watch that again. Turn a little bit. Back up a little. Okay, strike, push on the mental nerve, and lock the technique in. And we're twisting his neck. This time we're going to go back to the inside. We're going to chop, do our takedown, and our follow-up shot behind the jaw. So we're putting everything together. Ready, one more. Chop, takedown, push behind the jaw, and make him tap. Okay, this is sticking hands. Okay, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. This video was advanced pressure point training. It assumes that you have a basic working knowledge of the points and their locations. If you're not quite that advanced and you need to brush up on where some of these points are, our previous series of authentic pressure points has all the points in detail, shows the locations, how to activate them, and what they do. Purpose of this tape was hopefully to teach you how to integrate these points into your self-defense system and how to use them in a more realistic manner. The best way to do that is through the drills and through the sticking hands exercise. If you notice, most of these drills were movement drills. You weren't staying static responding to an attack because real fights involve movement. Anybody looking for further information, please feel free to call or email me. My information will be at the end of this program. And again, I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you.